This episode of the Thunderwudgie podcast is brought to you by Quick, Painless, Hygienic, Hippogriff Tattoo Parlor, conveniently located in Diagon Alley, and the Ilvermorny Class of 1999 Reunion. Celebrate 20 years June 8th through 9th in historic downtown Detroit. Tickets will sell out, so act now. Back in the day when there was AOL Instant Messenger, I was Matilda 247.
Yes! What was your screen name?
Turtle Annie.
Oh,
Twinkling
yeah.
Star 88 with 2 R's, because 1 R was taken.
Nice!
That's awesome.
Yeah.
What was your first email address?
I can't remember the numbers that came after it, but the word was Greenleaf. After I lost Greenleaf.
Aww.
What about you?
Puppy Dogger at Ameritech.net.
At familylink dot... I don't know.
I'm kind of surprised I remember that because I feel like I've had a lot of email addresses since then.
Yeah.
What about you?
You won't be surprised going with the theme Turtle Annie at AOL.com.
Everybody knows where to hit you. It's like you anticipated social media, how you want all your stuff to be the same, right?
Exactly.
Unlike our Twitter and email.
Good point.
Which is slightly different.
Yes.
And our email is...
Oh, are we closing off the podcast already?
No,
I just thought
while
it
we're
would be
bringing
a
up, we got to
good
give it...
moment to shout out talking about handles and things.
If you'd like to email us and send us a question, or comment on something we've said wrong, or correct us,
Or talk about AOL
or
Instant
give us
Messenger.
your AOL Instant Messenger handle, and we won't look it up. It doesn't exist. It's Thunderwudgies, plural. The word thunder.
The word wudgies.
Wudgies,
With an
plural, at gmail.com. And if you would like to tweet us or follow us, we may or may not follow you back. It's Thunderwudgie, singular, and that's all.
That's it.
Yep.
Cool.
So Turtle Annie.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
I, just like now, I've always been obsessed with turtles. And now I actually own turtles, so I've literally become Turtle Annie.
Would you get a turtle tattoo?
I've thought about it, and Tim always says that I should get, you guys have seen me, but maybe I'll put one on Twitter. The turtles that I draw, they look like a child drew them. But he always thinks I should do one of
They're
those.
adorable.
My sisters and I, this is a little morbid, but we were going to bring up death. My sisters and I each have a tattoo that the other ones have to get if one of us dies.
Ooh.
So, like,
Wow.
if my next in line sister dies, we each have to get a hippo. And then if I die, they have to get a manatee. And then if my youngest sister dies, we have to get an owl.
Wow.
That's cool.
That is kind of neat.
Yeah.
You guys never talked about doing one before you die? Like
No, we did,
a sister-
but they don't want to.
Matching sister.
They're like,
tattoos.
no, this is a death tattoo. And it doesn't matter what age we died. We can be in our 90s.
That's adorable.
I love the animals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Manatee. Was that? Is that your favorite animal?
Is that your Patronus?
I think, you know, might be.
No, I thought you were a black mamba.
No, yeah.
But in real life, it would be a manatee.
Yeah.
Aww.
No, I love manatees.
They're
I'm not
awesome.
sure I would say it's my favorite animal. I'm not sure I really have a favorite animal.
Don't
But
have a favorite animal?
I love all animals. I mean,
Well,
I
okay,
don't
that's
like,
an acceptable answer.
It's not just like I love all animals. Like, I have a hard time like keeping a pet animal.
Like, you kill them?
Like, I love eating animals. I like going to a farm is not my favorite thing. I would never want to live on a farm. I'm not sure I really want to go on a safari. But the science of animals and animal genuses and like how animals survive and all that stuff, it's the reason I'm going into library science. I like reading about it, but I'm not sure I'd actually like to do it.
That's smart.
Like, I really do love
Yeah.
animal science.
Well, it's funny in my family because my dad's always been into birding. My mom works at a zoo. My brother works at a zoo. And my sister is researching toads for her PhD and is going to get it in zoology. So
Here you are with turtles.
yeah, I'm actually the least animal enthusiast in the family, but that's still, we all would go and volunteer at the zoo in the summers as teen zookeepers, and
That'd be cool.
so
Yeah, that would be really cool. I would be super afraid of the animals, though.
yeah, when we were in the same cage with, believe it or not, they don't sound that ferocious, and they're really not, but ostriches, they were like pecking.
Oh.
Ooh, and you're trying to pick up poop, and they're like pecking at it, and yeah.
Emus freak me out. It was like an ostrich.
Yeah.
They got a crazy eye, and they're gonna they want to kill you.
They all just have one crazy eye.
Well, because they can't look at you
They're always looking at you from the side?
Yeah, I got it.
Like a horse?
Well, it was when I went to Australia. We were at this kind of nature preserve thing, and I got this great photo of. I'm like, Dad, go by the emu, and he's just kind of looking really uncomfortable, and the thing is just crazy eye.
I like the YouTube videos of people driving through a zoo, and then the cow or whatever, or the giraffe will come through the car window.
Yeah.
And start eating the bucket of food. I think it's hilarious.
Yeah.
But I would never want to be that person. I wouldn't be driving through that.
Yeah.
But I'll read a story about a cow big time.
Okay, but the whole time you were talking about manatees, I was really trying to restrain myself. Are you familiar with the Barbara Manatee
Absolutely.
song?
She's the one for me.
Would you like to sing it for me? Because I'm not sure I know.
She's the one from up above.
Barbara Manatee, Manatee, Manatee.
You're the one for me.
One for me.
Sent from up above.
A manatee from heaven.
You're the one I love.
Something I can't remember. I haven't heard it in a long time. We were playing that for my niece and nephew years ago.
That's it, and then they just repeat 17 times.
It's so funny, though.
That's awesome.
Are you not familiar with?
Now that you started singing it, I did, but
Okay.
I'm glad.
I'm
glad that our listeners got a chance to.
Are you familiar with Cheeseburger? Are you familiar with My Hairbrush?
Yes. Okay. Yes.
All right. Yeah.
What's the
What hairbrush?
What's the they're in a little boat. It's some kind of hairy. It's not like a yak. It's something in a little boat.
Oh, hang on. Blue Cebu?
Yes,
Cebu.
the song of the Cebu. That is one of my favorites. Have you heard this?
I don't know if I've heard
We should probably boo 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 boo. If this stuff's on YouTube, which it may or may not be, it's
Absolutely.
probably copywritten. No, because I feel like I've tried to look up some of that stuff.
Hashtag
And I couldn't find it.
Christian nerds.
Hashtag niece and nephew. I don't know. I didn't see this stuff when I was young, but
The
because I was never
first
young.
one came out. I'm gonna. Yeah, like in Matilda. Children, I'm glad I never was one.
Yeah, exactly. The trunks full.
Oh yeah. I think the first VeggieTales came out when I was 6. And then I stopped watching them when The Lord of the Beans came out. Because then I was like, okay, we're getting ridiculous.
I've never seen that.
Yeah, now we're getting ridiculous.
Yeah, I was gonna say before then though, the vegetables singing.
No, that's fine.
I like the hairbrush song. That was my favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Then you never see the peach again, and it's man, what happened to the peach? And it's Mohawk. Loyal listeners, please send us your theories about what happened to the peach from VeggieTales. It's a true conundrum.
There are many questions.
Because none of us clearly know.
I really wouldn't. I'm
Clearly
not going to
not.
pretend to.
I don't think I ever saw the Madame Blueberry either.
No. So there apparently is this Paul movie coming out.
Yeah,
Who's
I just
Paul? I'm just kidding.
But speaking of
Paul.
Well,
Carry
so
on.
you're saying in general,
Just made me think
Christian,
of
I
Christian
know we've
films,
read
that
on
way-
Christian films before, so I thought I'd bring it up. But I've actually heard it's good. I haven't seen it. Maybe it's out this weekend. I don't
I
know.
think
it-
it is.
I think
I
it
think
is
it
this
is.
weekend.
So, are you planning on going for Palm Sunday or for Easter, perhaps?
I hadn't really thought about it. I usually don't go to the movies unless someone invites me. I'm just going to be honest.
I try not to go in the first 3 weeks something's out. Because then the theater's full and there's just a lot of noise and distraction. I like to be able to devote.
I have to say that is usually my philosophy, but I'll admit, I went to at least one midnight showing of Harry Potter. Because it was kind of cool to just, like...
I went on opening day, but not midnights. Like, I would go the next morning.
But everyone was, like, clapping along and, like, getting really excited and dressed up.
Yeah.
And
I went to a midnight...
Which is, that's fun, though.
Yeah. So I'm saying that's my exception.
I went to the Lord of the Rings ones.
I was going to say I went to Return of the King at midnight.
Yeah.
That would have been cool.
It was cool. The only reason I could go was, like, my friend at college, her parents had, like, a, season pass to Michigan Theater or whatever, and so they got first dibs on that kind of stuff. So she and I went and saw Return of the King at midnight.
I'm curious, do people dress up for the Lord of the Rings one, too? It's a little easier, I guess, for
t-shirts.
Harry Potter.
We had t-shirts and we each picked a character. Mine was Gimli.
I don't remember that, but I mean, I was also, with a bunch of, like, intellectual Ann Arbor people, so I don't know. I don't recall that. I certainly wasn't dressed up, but...
So you were Gimli?
I wish I still had my Gimli shirt. Where did that thing go?
Yeah, you gotta find
Did you make it?
There's gotta be pictures
was it an
somewhere,
iron-on?
right?
There's a picture of me wearing it.
Okay, that'll also go on our Twitter.
Yeah, I'm just gonna have to find it.
I'll find a picture of me dressing up for Harry Potter midnight.
Mm-hmm.
We gotta get a picture of you.
Dressed
Teach.
up.
As
When
a
was the
peach?
last time you...
No, Teach.
I could just be the peach.
That's what happened to the peach.
Yeah, that's me. What were you saying?
I said we gotta get a picture of you, Teach, at some, like, dressing up
Event?
for...
By the time we post this, it might be Halloween anyways.
Right.
Did you have a favorite character in Lord of the Rings that you would have dressed up as if you weren't with Ann Arbor people?
Back then I wasn't as into it either, so it's hard. I don't know. I was just remembering how in a previous podcast we talked about Xena and you said swordy business. I was thinking it'd be cool to have a sword.
Do you guys know what you're dressing up as this coming Halloween? Just way off topic.
I don't usually.
Hashtag tangent. Hashtag swordy business.
Hashtag Xena.
I was gonna say, I felt like I did a lot of costumes, like, multiple years. Like, my favorite when I was growing up was Ballerina Kitty. That was, like, my favorite costume. My mom made me a great turtle one, keeping with that theme.
Nice.
I went as a pirate a lot. That was just kind of easy. But haven't really dressed up in the last few years. No,
No, I haven't either.
no
Past
real...
few years.
A couple years ago, I guess I went to the All Saints party, and I dressed up as then Blessed John Paul II.
You dressed up as John Paul II?
That's awesome.
Yeah, he wasn't, saint then, but it was, that's what I did. I know you were there. I saw
The one at St. Gerard?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I can't remember think of the name of the saint I was, though. She had a hunchback.
Is that why you picked that saint? You were like, saint with a hunchback.
No.
I want to dress up as Saint
She
Agatha.
had a cool story, but here's the thing. It doesn't even matter how religious of a group you're with, right? You go to, it's supposed to be like an All Saints party.
Yeah.
Except for it doesn't matter because all the girls are still trying to be hot. And then I'm there as a hunchback. Okay? Like, I was
That reminds me of
what was
Mean
I
Girls.
thinking? Yes, exactly. It was exactly
It's
like
like,
that.
no, I thought this was a costume
They're
party. Why are
all-
you a bunny and a mouse?
Everybody was like Mary or like Prince, like what's a princess saint?
Elizabeth of Hungary.
Yeah, or
She's
some
a
crap
queen.
like that. Yeah, exactly. And then I was a hunchback.
So none of the girls dressed up as Saint Agatha.
I don't
Was
know.
she? Is that eyeballs? Oh, that's Lucy. Okay. Yeah,
Lucy
not
is
that
the
I
eyeballs.
recall. No. Uh-huh.
That would be hilarious.
Crazy. Cynthia was Juan Diego, but I don't really remember much. I don't know. There were a lot of, like, crazy ones that I'll admit I didn't always know who it was. and I
Father
felt-
Peter was one of the North American martyrs. I don't remember if he was like Jean de Brebeuf or one of them, but he had like an axe in his chest. It was cool.
Yeah, people got really creative. I kind of felt
Yeah.
embarrassed that I didn't get a little more into it, but
That you didn't have your, like,
You didn't have a
martyrdom
hunchback.
wounds showing. I feel like I'd want to do something like Saint Agnes or like one of the saints that got beheaded, and then I would just have like wear the shoulders
Someone
and then I'd be
was.
holding a head.
someone was.
Yeah.
Or like Saint Denis or something.
Yeah. Saint Denis.
And it was kind of
Saint
weird
Denis.
talking to him because it just, you didn't know where to look, really.
Oh, yeah. Hashtag Catholic nerd.
Real
This is
life. Real life.
Yeah.
It'd be really easy for like a priest to dress up as St. John Bosco.
Yeah.
So, do you have any pictures from that day? Because if so, those are going up on Twitter.
I don't know.
Unless it's just a group picture, because we'd have to blur a lot of faces.
Yeah, I don't
be
know.
uncomfortable.
Or we'd have to ask a lot of permissions.
Yeah. I don't know if I would. There might be evidence from something. Oh, you know what? There was one time, our friends Katie and Justin had a party and at their house. And I'm pretty sure it was Kateri Tekakwitha.
That's a good one.
That looked pretty good. And then Val was St. Catherine Labouré, which is awesome because she had to do some kind of big old. She had like a coat hanger in her.
Oh, that's cool. That's a good idea.
Wimple or whatever.
Isn't it called a wimple?
Yeah, I think it's a wimple. Anyway, there's a lot going on there. I know there's photos of that.
That takes effort. Either
There's
the
usually
coat
St.
hanger-
Lawrence at those too. You know.
Yeah, if you're not a Catholic and you're weirded out by this,
Get over
Sorry,
it.
not sorry.
yeah, you better get used to it now.
I haven't been to I know that I wouldn't get that into it. I'd have respect for people that do get that into it and like wear the grill or like do like the bloody makeup
Yeah.
but I would not get that into it. I'd be like, yeah, I'm going to be Elizabeth of Hungary. I'm going to wear a cape and a crown.
Yeah. Well, then that's part of it. Yeah. What do you just have her on a drop? I mean, I think with whatever the hunchback, what I was, I like had a sheet and I like put a pillow. And I mean, it was probably like, oh, I guess I'll go to this party. I should figure out something weird.
Yeah. I'll see if somebody wants to loan me a cassock. See if I can break into the rectory real quick.
Right. Well, if you already know what you're gonna wear to Halloween, feel free to tweet that at us. Send us an email. We want to know.
I think I'm going to be Spider-Woman.
I think you'd be Wonder Woman.
Well, I got a Spider-Woman jacket. So I just need black leggings and the red socks.
Oh.
There you go.
And I should be all set.
I want to see the Spider Woman jacket.
I'll tweet a picture.
Okay.
Thank you for listening to this episode of Thunderwudgies. Tweet and email. I already said that stuff. Okay, talk to you later. Bye.
Thunderwudgie is hosted by Reese, Annie, and Tej. We're at Thunderwudgie on Twitter, and you can send us an email via thunderwudgies@gmail.com. Thanks for listening.